Traders from around the world, what's going on? Holla at your boy, it's me, Jerremy Newsome with reallifetraining.com. Hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. It is Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. It is May the 8th, 2017. Cool fun fact, Nashville Predators are going to the playoff finals before they go to the Stanley Cup, I believe. That's the way it works. And yeah, it's going to be pretty exciting. So I don't know what else to say about that. But anyway, for any of my hockey fans out there in the world, awesome. Go Predators. SPY today. So this one, a little annoying. We got 5 cents away from where I personally want to get triggered in on a pullback. I want to get in at 239.12. The low of today, 239.17. Yep, true story. So missed that entry by about 5 cents. Really good bullish new white soldier candle on Friday on the SPY, and overall, I mean, you know, looks like we're going higher, more bullish than bearish. Weekly candle, look at this weekly candle. You got a nice, pretty nice bullish candle in the weekly charts. Yeah, all looks pretty good. Here's the Dow Jones, DIA, and the Dow, we also got triggered into a bullish position on the Dow today. And again, a little small white candle, made a higher high, made a higher low. Nothing really crazy to see here. Interesting thing, didn't get tons of requests over the weekend. I seen you guys were busy for Cinco de Mayo, so I hope you had a good time hanging out, enjoying yourselves. I am going to be on a, I would say vacation. It's entirely work related, 100%. I'll be busy for the next 3 days, like 16 hours a day. But I'm going to go to a security council for the Air Force tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. So I will not be able to do, at least to my knowledge, a Wednesday real life stock view. However, I will still be sending out a cool video for you on Wednesday. So keep your eyes out for that video on Wednesday. But today, here's all the stocks that I have requested. Apple, ticker symbol AAPL, good. Apple, 153.70 is the high of the day. Amy actually asked me earlier today what my target on Apple was today, and I said 153.69. So good job, Amy. A lot of traders, and I do mean a lot, more than I can count on 2 whole hands, are in on Apple. And ladies and gentlemen, likely the trade and the analysis of my career here on Apple. So in a short 4-month time period, these June 120 calls, a lot of traders got into back on the 17th of January. June 120 calls, which were once $5.80. They are worth $33 right now. $33. So that is, I don't, you know, it's a big number as far as percent ROI is concerned. A lot of R's. Congratulations, folks. That is very humbling and incredible trade on Apple. Won a lot of wagers today on Apple because I mentioned back in November that Apple would hit 150 before before October 2017. That was back in November when we were at 90 and some change, back in here somewhere. I don't remember the exact date. Anyway, we had a 50% growth since I made that call out on the biggest company in the world. Congratulations for those crushing it on Apple. Very well done. Here is HLF, Herbalife, and this is also big news because my good buddy Bob bought in some call options on Herbalife before earnings. So he mentioned he had a 62.50 May week 2 call. He sold 3 quarters and he's holding the other quarter until Tuesday or Wednesday. Great trade on that one, Bob. Very well done. So this was he was getting into a strangle, if I'm not mistaken. So he bought some puts and he bought some calls on HLF. And obviously the puts, not worth anything, right? They expire worthless. But he was able to recognize the gap action. Very beautiful gap on Herbalife as a pure, crisp, gorgeous, perfect in every way, bullish gap and go. And he's crushing it. So Herbalife, very nice gap. And really we're trading up into some resistance more or less right now. The high of this candle, 72.22. That's pretty much going to be your target. So you got about another 30 cents or so to go, Bob, and you'll probably hit that tomorrow. So congratulations on a big win, man. That's absolutely fantastic. Here is ticker symbol CF. And CF, this was another one that was requested. And this was the dog of my energy portfolio / fertilizer portfolio for a while, and still kind of is. The good news on this one, we have good news and you have bad news. Bad news, Let me actually turn on the long-term moving averages really quick. Here's your 200, 100. Bad news is we broke the 200, we traded lower, and we are retesting that as a possible old resistance, new support. Good news is we kind of did it with a potential double bottom. So we are retesting the neckline as we speak right now. On CF, if we're going to bounce bullish, it needs to be tomorrow, Wednesday, or Thursday, maybe as late as Friday. But if you're looking at playing CF on the double bottom, it's here, it's now, and I'm excited to see what it does. I really do hope it goes higher. This protective put, don't care if it expires worthless. I was willing to pay $1.36 for peace of mind, you know, if CF just started crumbling. Here's the weekly chart on it, and the weekly chart looks, you know, it looks okay. It got some really good volume last week. That's what I do like about it. So hoping that CF can try to bounce up here a little bit, but I won't be holding on to it massively longer, as this is a loser right now, and down right around an R on it at present. So we'll kind of see what happens, looking / keeping an eye on CF to bounce realistically over the next 2-3 days. Here's a ETF that I bring up every time I talk to someone new about the stock market, Brew, ticker symbol BREW. This is a craft brew alliance. So if you like beer, this is a fun ETF just to own every now and then when it pulls back. It's a very volatile little guy. Look at this on a weekly chart. So you'll notice I have gotten in and out of this a few times on BREW because, you know, I like beer. I like to be an owner rather than a buyer. It has good support resistance. So when it pulls down to a low, I look to buy some, and when it trades up to a high, I look to sell it. And that's really about it. Brew, it's one of those things where you just kind of throw some speculation money in, like, why not? If I make a few $100, cool. And if not, it's cool. It's just one of those fun things to look at owning. So anyway, I had a lot of good buddies text me over the weekend, man. Oh my gosh, dude, Brew's up huge. Because Thursday, it really just ran up on earnings. Some beautiful stuff, nice inverted head and shoulders. At least one to keep your eyes on if, again, you like kind of longer term beer stock. PBF, this is the one that Nick Torres wanted to check out, and this is the last request of the day. So here's the weekly chart on PBF, and he was just kind of looking at saying, hey, Jeremy, is it at a support or resistance? The answer is yes. Yep, very nice support resistance here, Nick. You got a little bit of support way over here at about right at 21.15 some change. You got another little support resistance down here. So there's definitely a support zone. And if you're looking at buying it, it is in a buy low, sell high. Here's your daily chart. Some really good volume coming in. You had a great little hammer candle. 1 penny away from a perfect tweezer bottom. Perfect tweezer bottom. Friday and Thursday. So realistically, if we break above the high of Thursday's candle, I wouldn't be specifically bearish on PBF energy. A lot of energy, I'm keeping an eye out for them to bounce, but we of course will see if that's exactly what happens or not. So we'll be watching that closely. Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, that's pretty much all I got. If you have any other requests, feel free to shoot them into my email address, jeremy@reallifetrading.com. I'm also on Twitter at Newsome Nuggets, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, all that kind of good stuff. You can let me know what stocks you want to look at, and I'll be putting those on the list for Friday. I'll see you between now and then, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. You guys rock. Until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.